But the Halifax supporters believe that this is the night when they can derail the Bulls and their race to the Super League Championship. It's a beautiful night in West Yorkshire. Local derby, just as it was last evening at Knowsley Road when St Helens met Wigan. This is the Halifax Bradford version, and Bradford Bulls, the leaders of Super League, emerge. 11 matches won, and they have yet to taste defeat. They are the free scorers of 97, averaging 36 points a game, and only Wigan have a better defence than that. The next try will be their 100th of the year if you include their run to Wembley in the Challenge Cup. Brian McDermott, the prop forward, is the man who gets them rolling forward. Waiting for the Blue Sox to emerge. Certainly gaining a new reputation under John Pendlebury, their new coach. And Carl Harrison, their captain, leads them onto the field for this highly significant and important match. They've won 7 games, have the Blue Sox 4 defeats, but they've been scoring freely. They are the 3rd best attack coming into the bank holiday programme. But defensively they have had their problems. They've conceded as many points as Parish have, next to the bottom of the Super League table. And Carl Harrison, how important is he? The veteran captain. He's the top tackler and the top meter gainer as well. The Halifax side then, just to confirm, Mike Umanga is the fullback, Ferretti Tuilangi, David Bouveng, Dio Powell and Asa Amon. It's Pearson and Dean, the halves. Up front, Harrison, Chester, Jackson, Heighton, Gillespie, Moana. And on the bench, Munro, Slicker, Marshall and Seal. The one notable absentee in that side, by the way, Paul Rowley, the hooker. Bradford Bulls, Spruce at fullback, Lachlan, Callan, Peacock and Scales, Bradley and Tomlinson. Up front, Wittenberg, Lowes and Anderson, Forshaw and Knox, McNamara the loose forward. The bench, Graham, Medley, McDermott and Rihanna. And the coach, who was our guest on the programme last night at St Helens, Matthew Elliott. Match referee is David Campbell. He's just checking that everything is right for the start of this match. Such an important game for both sides. Halifax Blue Sox attacking as we watch from right to left, and their fullback Mike Umanga gets this game in motion. Big test this, many people feel, for the Bradford Bulls. If they can come through this unscathed, well, it will be a massive step towards the Super League title. But we expect a physical confrontation. Bradford Bulls are a massive side. There's Paul Anderson, a former Halifax Blue Sox in his time, and the Blue Sox are also a big side as well. So stand by for powerful action here tonight.
Good run from the dummy half position there by James Lowes. He'll be a key figure in Bradford's success tonight, I'm sure. Little runs from that dummy half position, and that was a bad mistake, but he said it came off the boot of the Halifax player, and I think it did. It wasn't a knock-on. You see Moana there, and it hits him. Interference, not seen, and a few sharp words from James Lowes. Got another penalty. Another 10 metres was given by the referee, David Campbell.
It's the Blue Sox then who are in possession. That's Paul Heighton, the second row forward, 20 years old. And that is young Craig Dean. He gets the ball away to Carl Harrison. Harrison disappears under the challenge. Mike Forshaw in there quickly. James Lowes was there also. Dean again, he helps it on to Martin Pearson. That's a good ball out wide. They've got a bit of space here, and Umanga's chimed into the line. The fullback gets the pass away. There's a try here, and that's a try for Craig Dean. What a start for Halifax Blue Sox. Bradford Bulls rocked on their heels, and it all came as a result of that little tap by a Halifax Blue Sox player as Lowes went for the play the ball.
They got away with it. They took it to the left. Long ball out wide. The combination between Pearson and Dean, and then back on the inside. Umanga did very well here. Fullback linking through, and Dean, the halfback, finishes it off. What superb play. Long ball out wide. Super stuff there. Pearson set it all going. back inside to the full-back. And great support. What a wonderful round-the-man pass from Umanga.
So Craig Dean, a try and a drop goal against Sheffield on Friday. This is his third start in a row. And I bet that John Pendlebury's delighted that Craig Dean is out there. This is Martin Pearson now, the man that they brought from Featherstone. And he's kicked it. Martin Pearson adds the extras. Halifax Blue Sox have got the perfect lead.
You can see the sliding defence is cut short. Long ball out wide from Pearson. Did very well there. Back on the inside, and look at the support play by the little halfback.
Incidentally, that successful kick from Martin Pearson was his 100th point for Halifax Blue Sox in Super League this year. Moved from Featherstone Rovers, an outstanding talent.
Good play by the winger Paul Loughlin there. Took away the pressure. Well, this surely will spark Bradford into action. It was a mistake that was not picked up by the referee. Definitely hit the foot of a Halifax player when Lowe's was trying to get the ball away from the dummy half position.
John Pendlebury, the Halifax coach, a dream start for him. He played for both these sides during his career. Probably enjoyed the finest moments right here at Thrum Hall. Umanga managed to keep hold of the ball under extreme pressure then. And more pressure coming in on him now from Danny Peacock.
Good chase there. Peacock really did barrel him.
Let's take a look at the way these matches have shaped up over the years. 17 wins to Bradford and 11 to Halifax. That's in league meetings, of course. This, by the way, is the 8th home game of the year for Halifax. They have just 3 more at Thrum Hall after this, so they will have to grind out the wins away from home if they are to remain in the top 4 in Super League. At the moment they've dropped to 6th because of the matches played on Bank Holiday Monday. This, the final match of round 12, and Stuart Spruce collects the long kick downfield. Certainly Halifax are being roared on by their supporters. Don't think even they, Steve-O, could have dreamt that they would come up with such an early try.
It was well worked though. They took it with the forwards tight to the left-hand side and got the link working. Craig Dean and Martin Pearson. Pearson only coming home to the stand-off position, right at the death, so to speak, when they had to move Chris Chester. He's gone into the hooking role. He's never played there before, young Chester. Be interesting to see how he handles that. Particularly
up against James Lowes, man in possession of the football now. He plays the ball to Graham Bradley. Bradley then to McNamara, who hoists a high hanging kick. And that is great chasing, and Asa Amon couldn't take it in.
His eyes were looking up towards the sun there, but good positioning by the fullback Mike Umanga. Even though when Amon spilled the football, the fullback was there to clear it up.
Amon was the dummy half, and that now is Heighton, greeted by resolute Bradford Bulls defence. Now Carl Harrison. Whoa, what a run from him, and Mike Forshaw stood his ground but was put flat on his back.
A great battle tonight between the two packs. Both sides of very big forwards.
Kick downfield into open space, and it catches the slope and finds touch. Good kick from Dean.
Controlling things with the little halfback. Scorer of the first try, of course. Superb kick, turning the fullback Spruce around. We'll be happy with that. He's controlling things out there at the moment.
Scrum then packs down. Bradford have the possession. This is Matt Calland. Good defence though from Halifax. Pearson in there quickly, and so too David Boubeng, the Australian, the utility three-quarter that they've brought here to Thrum Hall. Doing a fine job too. Now Wittenberg, the Australian prop forward for Bradford Bulls. Lowers the dummy half, and he just deposits the ball into the arms of Danny Peacock. Lowe's again, making good yards from the dummy half position. McNamara, then he hands it on to Tomlinson. Out wide it goes to Paul Loughlin. Loughlin trying to use his strength to get out wide. He drops the ball, and he's questioning the touch judge, saying he had it stolen from him in a two-man tackle.
Good work by Amon. Showed the strength there. Loughlin looked towards the touch judge in amazement. Difficult to see whether there was a Halifax hand reefing the ball away. Well, it's a great start for Halifax. You can sense that Bradford are somewhat shocked by it all.
Coming up to 8 minutes on the watch, and Halifax with a 6-0 lead. And this now is Asa Amon, the Tongan international. Matthew Elliott at the back of the main stand here at Drumhall, watching on anxiously as the league leaders have to come from behind. Driving run from Wayne Jackson. Ever present so far, Jackson. Saw off the challenge of Paul Anderson, and that's why Anderson is currently earning his corn with the Bradford Bulls. Chester is the dummy half. He gets it away to Dean. This now is Pearson. Pearson with a lovely angled run. Brilliant from Pearson. Drops the ball. Ball bounces, and Halifax are celebrating. The referee will hand it on to the video ref, because that ball certainly hit the deck, and it's a question now whether it was a Halifax knock-on or not. Halifax believe they've scored.
Well, a beautiful run by Pearson. And was it touched away? Definitely. So this will be a try for mine then. If it's taken away, I think it's Spruce that just gets a hand to it. But it was a bad mistake by Knox to miss this man. That's one-on-one, so that will be play on for mine, and the try will stand. It was the only thing that the fullback could do. Pearson had come back on the inside of the fullback, and Spruce knew that he was well and truly beaten. He knocks the ball away, and it's Gillespie that's jumped onto the loose ball. There you see quite clearly Spruce, the fullback, one-on-one, that's allowed, but that means that it would go back to 6 tackles again, so it's all free. It's there for the taking, and Gillespie does just that.
Well, the crowd have watched it on the big screen here at Drumhall, and they have made their mind up. What does the video ref say? Tries given. It was an anxious wait for Carl Gillespie, but in the end, for him and the Halifax fans, the video ref came up with the correct decision.
And the try scorer for the Blue Sox, there, number 22.
Gillespie then, he makes it 10-0 to Halifax.
Tremendous play again. We've seen this move, the link out wide. It brought them the first try, and it did again. Well, it was poor defence. Good play though by Spruce, but they didn't get away with it. Full credit to Gillespie. He was quick there.
Well, he came up with 2 tries against Sheffield on Friday, and a try against the Bulls here in '95 in a 20-10 win. Is that a little omen for Halifax? This now is Pearson with the conversion attempt. Hits the post. Just got it slightly wrong by a millimetre. 10-0 it stays.
It could be a bad loss there, but you see Spruce, Pearson go through there. McNamara went out wide. Knox couldn't fill in the gap. The step here, he knows that he's beaten. That's all he could have done. Stuart Spruce did well, but so did this guy. Good support play. Well, it's basic football from the Halifax side, just using their big forwards to drive into one corner. Then they're using the link with Pearson and Dean coming to the fore, and they've come up with 2 fine tries.
So Bradford now with a 10-0 lead to make up, and it's 6 to go. Bradford have 6 more tackles. The ball was knocked out in a one-on-one. James Lowe's was first to react. Ryan McDermott is on the field for the Bradford Bulls. He's the man who got that pass in to Stuart Spruce. Matthew Elliott has come down from the back of the stand to the sideline to get a better view of the proceedings here. McNamara now with the run, met by solid and firm Halifax Blue Sox defence. Lowe's to Bradley. Bradley spins, gets the pass away to Lowe's again, then to McNamara, who was standing still. McNamara tries to spread it out wide. This is Danny Peacock. And it was well held there by Chris Chester. The Bulls trying to respond immediately. Spruce has, not Spruce, it's Simon Knox who has joined the line. This is Tomlinson. Tomlinson, Grubber kicks it through, looking to the corner, looking for Calland, but Umanga's done well, and Halifax have done well. That's good strength, but they didn't get him back into the field of play. Umanga claiming he is in the field of play. Referee Campbell says it's a goal line dropout.
Well, Imoni helped him. Well, that looks all right for mine. He must have called hell. The ball is in the field of play, but the referee obviously shouting held when the Bradford defence got to him. What a strength is the fullback, Mike Umanga. Solid fellow.
Not the best goal line dropout. Drops into the arms of McDermott. Lowe's dummy half. 10 metres from the line. James Lowe's is grounded. That's Mike Forshaw in there at dummy half. This now is Tomlinson. He helps it on to Bradley, and Bradley straightens it up, but good defence again. Harrison in quickly over the top, and the try scorer Gillespie round the ankles. Good ball from McNamara, and that was on the shoulders. So play on. Tomlinson gets the ball back to Anderson. Anderson trying to use his considerable weight. It's the last tackle. Tomlinson grubbers it through. Tomlinson, but defender in there quickly to hack the ball dead. Carl Harrison playing the captain's part.
Good work by the skipper. It was a nice kick through from Tomlinson, but he read it well in the prop forward. Being very solid in his defence so far, as has all the Halifax side. What a great start for them. 2 fine tries, but their defence has been equal to anything that Bradford has thrown at them. And I must say, Eddie, that Bradford do appear to be a little bit jaded. They're looking flat. They are not supporting the ball carrier.
Well, Matthew Elliott's making the changes. He's already brought Brian McDermott on for Wittenberg, and now Simon Knox is withdrawn and Paul Medley comes on. Meanwhile, it's a penalty to Bradford for hands-on at the play of the ball. Harrison is absolutely disgusted.
Well, I don't know why. He took an age to get off the man. Oh, what a mistake. What a time to come up with one.
Peacock
on the first tackle.
Peacock went without the ball.
Well, you've got to play out your full complement of 6, and you can see they're trying to keep the ball alive in impossible situations. Wasn't the best pass.
Pearson is the acting halfback, and then he takes the tackle. Forshaw gets off him. He plays the ball to Chester. Chester then gets it away to Harrison.
Well, we're seeing the drives by the forwards, and then they'll do the link.
What a servant Carl Harrison has been to this club. And it's just 1 game this year at home to Wigan. And 11 of his test appearances have come in the colours of Halifax. But Halifax now have got a penalty for the swinging arm by Anderson on Wayne Jackson.
Didn't miss Jackson either. Anderson swinging right arm. Good positioning by the referee Campbell. He certainly didn't miss it. Gets a ticking off. And rightly so.
Pearson now. Little Craig Dean. Good ball to Wayne Jackson. He goes up the middle, but firmly met by Steve McNamara. Medley was in there also. Harrison. And then they spread the ball out wide. This is Heighton again. Chester, dummy half. Dean. Pearson wants it and gets it. Gillespie was the dummy runner. They give it some air out wide, and that's Tuilangi. Real roughhouse of a player, Tuilangi. Played exclusively on the wing this season. And that's Martin Moana getting Halifax into the red zone. That's the 20-metre area. Dean again. Harrison taking on Bradley and Anderson, making a few more vital meters. Now then, they're set in front of the posts. Goes to Dean out wide. Went backwards though, play on, and it's still loose. Now they can regroup. This is Gillespie. Gillespie then to Umanga. Umanga to Pearson. Pearson proving a real handful. Kick into the arms of Spruce. And Pearson, the man who led the chase, but a great run from Spruce until he met that reaction. Dumped to the ground by Asa Ramon.
Big tackle. big defence. They're hurting this Bradford side.
Swinging arm by Harrison, though. Picked out by referee David Campbell for the tackle, which left Paul Loughlin lying on the ground.
There you see it, right over the top. And the winger Loughlin would have felt that. A little bit of a jab there from the Halifax skipper. Plunk. Well, Mr. Campbell, I wonder how long his patience will last.
8 tackles from Carl Harrison in the opening 16 minutes. But he's got the ball back. That's a mistake again from Bradford. They're badly out of sorts here, the leaders.
What on earth are they doing? McNamara there made a real meal of it. And again on the first tackle.
And they have men out wide. They've got an overlap, but they've come this way. Desperate defence now from Bradford again. Tuilangi has come in off the wing looking for work.
Good refereeing by Campbell there, allowing the game to flow rather than pick up the penalty.
That's a robust run again from Martin Moana. Good tackling from Bradford, but can they hold out against this pressure? It's all out wide. The chance here. Does he get it down?
Yes.
Asa Amon believes he's got the try, and David Campbell agrees with Asa Amon and with Steve-O. Well, Matthew Elliott is furious on the touchline, and his team, the league leaders, unbeaten at the top of the table, are in tatters.
Well, Eddie said they were out of sorts. A bad mistake on the very first tackle by Steve McNamara. Harrison quick to pick up the ball and a lovely pass out wide. But good work there. You can see how the Bradford defence failed to move forward. They are not applying the pressure. You can't allow this guy to get up ahead of steam. He's big, he's strong, and he gets the ball down with a lot of confidence. Well, what a start to Halifax. That really has been a fine 20 minutes by this side.
Asa Ramon back after 3 games out against Sheffield. Only try on day 1 against Wigan until that moment. Pearson misses with another. 14-0. Pearson's missed with a couple. Could have been even worse.
There you see one man out wide and the long ball. They were always going to have problems. See how they hang back. You've got to go forward, get into their face. Otherwise, you suffer like this. Didn't get it down first time, did second.
Well, this is now a test of character of the league leaders, trailing by 14 points to 0. Coming up to 19 minutes on the watch. Bradford are out of sorts. Steve-O, I wonder whether they listen to too many people like me who think that the title is all wrapped up and is on its way to Odsal.
Well, you can put the mocker on anybody, Eddie, so there's still a long way to go, though. His first 19 minutes or so has been all Halifax, but I'm sure that Matthew Elliott will have plenty to say. He's come down to the sideline. He knows that it's an urgent situation.
Forshaw has had such a great start to his career at Odsal. Matthew Elliott is an anxious coach at the moment. Peacock. Good run from Peacock. He stepped through the challenge as well. Gets the ball back on the inside to Medley. Strong defence again. The fullback, Umanga, was in there quickly. That was the power play. It was on the last tackle, so it's the turnover.
Well, the best passage of play we've seen from the Bulls so far. It's only the second occasion that Bradford have actually played out their complement of 6. Oh, now it's turning around.
Asa Amon was being watched then by his coach John Pendlebury when he came up with that blunder.
Took his eyes off the football. They were moving up very, very quickly. He knows it's a bad mistake too.
He's hit his average match error of 1. Tomlinson feeds the scrum. McNamara from the back of the scrum to Calland. Calland is met head on by Pearson and also by Dio Powell.
It's important that Bradford do not panic, even though at 14 points adrift. Get back into the game plan.
Lowe's pops the ball up to Stuart Spruce, the full-back. Good ground from Spruce, and he's so close. Just held up short of the line. Can only be inches in it. Lowe's, oh, that's good defence. Tremendous defence, Lowe's put the ball up. I think that's Medley underneath all that, and it is. Put the ball up. Now then, they give it a bit of air. This is Tomlinson. Tomlinson back on the inside to Peacock. Peacock taking them on his own. That's the last tackle, says David Campbell. Little dab through by Lowe's, but straight into the arms of the defender. And Halifax are standing firm.
It was worth a chance, but there was pretty heavy traffic there. Solid defence though by Halifax. You've got to admire the way that they scrambled back. They're put under a lot of pressure. It was Amon that came up with a mistake.
Tuilangi plays the ball to Chester, and Chester puts the pass inside. Carl Harrison picks himself up somewhat wearily. This is Wayne Jackson. Bradford have dropped off 8 tackles compared to Halifax's 4. And Halifax have made all the clean breaks, 4-1. Appeals for a penalty, interference by Tomlinson. The Halifax man went down in a lump. It was Jackson.
It took a while, didn't he, Tomlinson, to get away from the player. Surprised a lot of people when he didn't start the game at Wembley.
Nearly a blunder there from Tuilangi. Little shake of the head too from Chester, who's in there again now at dummy half. And that's Marshall, who has come on, and he has replaced Wayne Jackson, the prop forward. Harrison does well, unloads the ball, drove it in, turned the shoulder round, flipped the ball back. Now Martin Moana.
They're getting over the advantage line with ease, Halifax. The big forwards driving again.
Dean, that's a lovely little chip over the top. There's a race on here. The ball bounces kindly. Oh, it's so easy for Gillespie. Second try for Gillespie. They let the ball bounce and it bounced back over the head. And Gillespie was there for the try.
Well, they run it hot. Long ball out wide. This time it wasn't a link, it was a chip over the top. Beautiful play. And what a bounce. You never allow it to bounce if you can. And I'm afraid that John Scales did just that. And Gillespie in for try number 2 for him. It bounced back wickedly, but it was a wonderful kick by the halfback. Right over the top. You can see that the winger was caught out. John Scales and Gillespie, each delighted, and rightly so.
Gillespie with the try. Lovely kick over the top by Craig Dean. And now Martin Pearson with the opportunity to add the extras again. Just 1 from 3. Crowd hush as Pearson sets his sights. That's got chances, and the roar tells you, and the flags do anyway, that that's another 2 points for the Blue Sox, who lead here by 20 points to 0.
Good play. The little halfback realised that they were out of position. Scales caught, and it bounces away. Scales desperate to get back. Gillespie in. He was not offside. It was a well-worked move. Well, the 2 halfbacks, Martin Pearson and Craig Dean, really are on fire. Look at that scoreline. Halifax 20, Bradford 0. Who would have thought it?
Well, everybody around Thrum Hall would have, because they are telling you consistently and persistently this season that they've got a good side developing here. And Graham Bradley was being interfered with then by Bouveng as he got to his feet.
Little doubt about it. The Australian was all over the top of the fellow Australian on the floor, carrying the football. A few wise words being said by David Campbell, just calm things down a little bit. And I think he's given Halifax the warning now. Any more, and the yellow card could perhaps be brought out.
So, Halifax, what a dream start after 25 minutes for them. Let's hear from their assistant coach, Tony Anderson, who's with Bill.
Tony, I know you were confident before this game, but 20 points to 0 at this stage must exceed your expectations. Yeah, we thought it was going to be a tough game, and rightly so, it is a tough game, but, you know, we couldn't have dreamed of a better start than what we've got to be leading 20 points to nil, you know, coming up to half-time.
And you've defended well as well when Bradford have put the pressure on you.
Yeah, we have. They've had a bit of possession up in our end, but our defence has held firm. We've just got to make sure we keep doing the right things and not giving penalties away to give them extra possession and things like that.
Simple game, talk from the touchline, but out there in the middle where the temperature rises, it's a different kettle of fish. That's Medley with the drive in towards the Halifax posts. Now then, a little bit of urgency from Bradford. Spruce is there, gets the pass away to Medley. It's dumped back into the arms of Lowe's. This is McDermott, and it's scrambling Halifax defence. And what's more, that's on the last tackle. It's the turnover. They're defending magnificently and they're attacking with style, the Blue Sox.
Again, we see the scrambling defence come to the rescue. Bradford running the power play yet again. You see them, 2 already in this game. Well, it's a very methodical attitude, this Halifax outfit. Strong running by the forwards, get over the advantage line. And when you've got 2 halfbacks like Pearson and Dean, who are really in top form, what more do you need?
Well, they have hit form at just the right time. They ran in 8 tries in beating Sheffield on Friday. It was their 7th win of the year. No repeat of last year when they didn't win until the 8th game of Super League. And if they hang on to this advantage they have now, at the end of tonight they'll join Leeds in 2nd spot in Super League, maybe actually in 3rd on points difference. But if they keep going like this, who knows? Good stuff from little Craig Dean.
Back to 6. There's a charge down, so it was all on.
This is Marshall, the substitute, Richard Marshall, 21 years old.
Well, the Bradford tacklers are just falling off the ball carrier. It's a problem that Matthew Elliott, their coach, will have to resurrect surely at half-time.
Now Tuilangi. Oops, picked up the heels then, and he almost got through Anderson. What a terrific run from Tuilangi. Pearson, Dean, Halifax swarming forward, Moana. Stern defence this time from Bradford. That's the last tackle. Now what will Halifax do? Will they kick? Will they go for the power play? It's with Dean. Here comes the kick. Cross to the far side, looking again to Fox Scales, but this time he took it. And how about that for a hit from Tuilangi? Whoa!
Well, Scales was caught out the last time, gave away the try, allowed the ball to bounce. It was good positioning on that occasion, but this was crunch time. Oh, he would have felt that.
Penalty though, this time illegal. The challenge.
Well, there's a flop there. Moana coming in very, very late. Also squeezing the ball out with more than one would-be tackler in attendance.
Let's say, Steve-O, Tuilangi, Umanga, Amon and Moana. They don't come much better than that from the South Seas.
It's a mouthful too.
But they are playing so well. Anderson.
And the difference in the
3 men to him.
Difference in the 2 sides is that Halifax are moving very quickly in defence. You can see there the wide shot. They're forcing Bradford to go down that channel down the middle. They've got to change the tactics of Bradford. They've got to start a little chip over the top. Runs from dummy half by Lowe's. They've got to make these Halifax second markers work.
Lowe's is there, and it's now with Bradley. The ball comes out. Was it lost? Was it stolen? It was stolen. It's a penalty to Bradford.
Little doubt about it. There's plenty of hands in there. Take your pick.
They've taken a quick tap penalty. They're looking for a try here just before half-time. That's McNamara. But again, it's good defence from Halifax. Now, can they hold out here? Medley just lost himself for a moment, Paul Medley. And Medley, of course, had a time here at Halifax during his career. This is McDermott, who will drive it into the post, stretches out and gets the try. Vital try for Bradford. Brian McDermott, he stretched the ball out. It was like Twizzle in the old days. I don't know whether you're old enough to remember that, but the arm stretched out.
Who? McDermott, good strength. They just held back just too late. This is the penalty that came away. There was plenty of hands in there. Did Bradley lose it? Pretty hard to see from that angle. Well, McDermott was stood still. He didn't run onto it, but he still had enough strength. This was a soft try, really. You can see how there the prop forward was standing, and for once the Halifax defence failed to move forward. That's a good try, well taken. They needed it.
McDermott with the extending arm. They did need it. That might just settle them down and give them something to build on in the second half. McNamara now from bang in front. 51 goals in Super League for McNamara. Super League's leading goal kicker, and that's the reason why. 20 points to 6. Have Bradford there been thrown a lifeline?
McNamara.
See, the defence has stood back rather than move forward. He couldn't believe it when he got the football. Had the strength though. Fine work. Reaches out. Good stuff.
Matthew Elliott maybe thinks that that could be a moment that the match turns. Ryan McDermott with the try, and you've never... Oh, that's a kick-off out on the full, but you've never heard of Twizzle then?
No.
Puppet character from my youth, old boy.
Not a bad mistake there by Bradford. Straight into touch. Will be a penalty for Halifax.
He was in the days when you could see the strings.
Obviously black and white TV too.
Of course. Right. The hunting horn sounds and the Halifax Blue Sox are on the charge here. 20 points to 6. 7 minutes or thereabouts to half-time. Harrison does well, drives it in, turns round, tries to offload. Good ball and all tackled by Mike Forshaw. This is Marshall.
Big hit by Anderson there.
Sure was. Pearson. Dean. Oh, almost through the gap. McNamara just held on to his shirt tails, but he manages to keep the ball alive. Gillespie with the run. They're 11 metres from the line. Halifax quick play the ball, and they could be stretched here. Great strength coming in there from Chester. Now another of the South Sea Islanders, Amon, is held up just short. That was their power play, Halifax. It's the turnover on the last.
First of the day, scrambling defence, and it had to be, but on one occasion there, they let Chester go through, and that's strong work there by Carl Harrison.
Picked up James Lowes and dragged him back towards the posts. Quick play the ball. John Scales. 3 tackles, but only 15 metres made. Medley gets through 1, gets through 2 almost, can't get through the next 2 men in. Harrison, the Halifax captain, is getting through an absolute ton of work.
The most important factor about their defence is that one man is going low for the legs on every occasion.
Good kick over the top, it's just rolling down the hill, but Mike Umanga has to run the ball out from his own try line. McDermott's there, he gets him, but he gets the pass in just the same to Tuilangi.
Oh, it was a dangerous pass too, under a lot of...
Medley has gone down, he looks badly hurt.
Big collision there. And this was the incident where they lost the ball. Tuilangi. The pass from Mike Umanga. Oh, there was a lot of people in attendance, and it was a clash of heads there. I think Tomlinson hit with Medley. Oh, you'll see it. Oof. That is painful.
Bradford in possession. Right in front of the sticks, McDermott. Strong run, met head on by Richard Marshall. Lowes trying to pinch one from dummy half.
Held up.
Penalty. Referee saying that was a double movement. He was on his back and then he stretched the arms out and touched it down over his head.
Good refereeing as well. You can see he was held up there. That occasion must have been a fraction away. Referee calls held, and then when he does this, second movement, penalty. Smiles all round.
Moana can afford the smile because he's got the penalty.
This was close though. Oh, cigarette paper underneath there. Well, I don't know how big the hooker's nose is, but I think it may have prevented him from scoring the try.
You've got to think about noses. James Lowe's was so close, but not close enough. That's better defence from Bradford. It was a good strong run too, by the way. Asa Amon. They're prepared to give it some air though, Halifax Blue Sox. Martin Moana goes down under that challenge. Chester again, the dummy half. Into the arms then of Paul Heighton.
Very strong basic football. Perhaps a hint that Anderson went with the knees then.
Last tackle. Only 26 metres made, a few more maybe here. The kick just fooled Paul Loughlin. He finds touch.
Nice kick by Chester. Playing in the unaccustomed role of hooker today because of the absence of Paul Rowley. Doing a fine job.
Yes, the word on Rowley is that he's got a back injury, but I know that the Halifax club were trying to contact him on several occasions today, and he hasn't returned the calls. And of course everybody in the game knows that there is interest in Paul Rowley's signature from elsewhere. So I don't think they're too pleased, the management. Spruce.
They don't appear to be, do they? I think you... Oh, well done.
Lost it. Moana under great pressure. Heighton. Grounded by Bradley.
Did well, didn't he? That's the way to do it. Martin Moana making sure that the ball comes free. One-on-one, it's allowed.
Marshall picks himself up. Chester's the dummy half. This now is Umanga. Must say Chester, the number 24 in there at dummy half, the hooker. He's a tall lad for a hooker, has to bend down a long way to pick the ball up before firing it into the arms of Harrison.
Just a hint of a forward pass there. Would be better served to get the ball away quicker.
Dean. Was that a drop goal attempt?
Yep. A poor one though. But the right idea. Let's get away with something for all the effort. I'm afraid he hooks it in the end. Vital 2.5 minutes now for Halifax to go in with a 14-point lead at half-time.
The tackling from this Halifax defence, though, Steve-O, is absolutely fierce.
Sure is. And there again, you see one's going low on every occasion.
Now Forshaw.
Down they go. Even the big prop forward, Harrison.
Tomlinson trying to jink his way past the defender. Tomlinson now. Chip over the top from him. Umanga is there. He just pops it back up to Tuilangi, and Tuilangi's on his way. What a run this is. Just pulled down by Bradley. Bradley, who is only just back in the side after suspension for a high tackle at Warrington. And Moan's away. He's broken through the tackling, and Moan's celebrating the try. It's his second. He's not going to mess around, is he? He nearly did. He nearly made a complete and utter mess of that. Asa Amon was taking the mickey, and what's more, David Campbell is going to have a word with him, I think.
And rightly so.
That was certainly not in the spirit of the game.
No.
He took an almighty gamble because it could have all come well and truly off the rails. The referee has still not given the try.
I think he's gone to the screen because he was so far behind. And he's calling the captain, and rightly so.
He said he wants a word with him and he won't disallow it, Steve-O, so the try will be given. But he's not happy with the antics, and quite rightly so. That's not in the spirit of the game. It's the sort of silly thing that can incite trouble on terraces.
He knows it too. It was good work though, and you can see again this Bradford defence is woeful. Steve McNamara, not the best, and this we can do without. Come and get me, and you say it could incite a riot.
It could also start a fight on the field, and I think he's acknowledging his captain Carl Harrison, who's ticking him off. He obviously wants him to get the ball. I mean, anything could have happened there. Pearson adds the extras. What a scoreline this is. 26 points to 6. the league leaders are being hammered.
Poor defence. McNamara really should have nailed this man. He didn't. The difference between the two defences, Halifax are going low. Well, Peacock has every right to be incensed by that. Foolish play by Amoni.
There's the half-time siren, and what a first half it has been for the Halifax Blue Sox. Gillespie set them underway with the second try. Dean had got the first in the first minute, and then Amon has come up with a couple. The second one, well, it was a little bit tasteless, the thing that he did, but we will excuse him, I suppose, in the fact that Halifax Blue Sox lead by 26 points to 6, and the league leaders have been taken apart in the first half. We look back on the important moments when we return.
This summer, Britain takes on the world.
Alan Shearer and co are ready to go.
In sport, there is no greater honour than to represent your country.
And I don't think we should ever forget.
Brazil in the tournoi.
There's real talent in there. There's no doubt about that.
This summer, enjoy true world-class football.
Power, direction, goalkeeper, no chance. Shearer's in there! And Shearer combined. England have the...
Speaking of happiness, you never thought of mine. Mentioning loneliness, I feel lonely all the time. Speaking of happiness, why did it have to leave? Speaking of faithlessness, why couldn't we just believe? I love you so very much.
Is big news! I got you a Right Guard commercial. They need a big, epic Hollywood performance of great smelling.
I can perform great smelling.
Great. They also need a big, epic Hollywood performance of dryness.
I could do dryness.
Thing is, they need great smelling and dryness together.
Together?
At the same time.
Surely nothing on earth could perform such a task.
New fragrance, new dryness, new Right Guard, unbeatable aerosol double protection. Nothing performs better.
Slip this up your nose and you'll be surprised how quickly your hay fever symptoms can disappear!
Rhino last hay fever. Ready to control symptoms in 15 minutes. Lasts for hours.
I'll take that blue jacket. And those gloves,
Shall I put that on your American Express card,
That'll
sir?
be £25.
On your card, sir. Okay, that's the camera. Would you like any film with that?
Virtually every pound you spend on the card can earn you reward points. You can use them for hotels, flights, cinema tickets, even a trip for the kids. The American Express Membership Rewards Program is just another way we can help you do more.
As the UK's #1, Lund Poly give more discounts on more holidays than any other travel agent. Lund Poly, a better way to get away.
Who signed for it? Where is it?
Shouldn't your boss's package be one less thing for you to worry about?
Received by Robert Davidson 12 minutes ago.
Oh.
UPS. Consider it done.
Hoots, mum, there's juice. Loose, about this house. Set the juice loose!
The second game of the Lions Tour is live on Wednesday afternoon on Sky Sports 1, part of Britain versus the World Summer of Sport, live only on Sky. But right now we have Halifax Blue Sox against the league leaders Bradford Bulls. We're live and exclusive here at Drum Hall. And how about this for a half-time scoreline? Halifax 26, Bradford Bulls 6, Gillespie 2, Amon 2, Dean, Pearson with 3 goals, McDermott and McNamara the point scorers for the Bradford Bulls. Well, we shall hear what Steve-O thinks of all that activity in the first half in a few moments, but first of all, let's go outside, because Robbie Paul is the injured Bradford Bulls captain. He's watching on the sideline, doesn't look too happy. Let's get his view from Bill Arthur.
Thanks, Eddie. Robbie's got toothache. I don't think that first half has improved matters either, has it?
No, it hasn't, mate. But, I mean, we expect that when we come to this place. It's not a nice place to play at, and it's always a typical local derby-type match. And, I mean, it's built up to be that way today as well. Halifax come out here with a lot of pride, and they're saying, hey, you've come to our place, and we're going to give you a go.
And the Bulls' performance, to be fair, has been below the standards you've been setting this season, would you say?
Yeah, we're very disappointed. I mean, I know we will be, collectively as a team, very disappointed in the way we've played in that first half. But, I mean, that could be... the boys look tired out there, and, I mean, 2 games in less than a week is a big ask.
20 points to make up. Can you do that in the second half, do you think?
I mean, anything can happen in this funny old game of rugby league, but it's not without our grasp. You know, the game's still there. 20 points. Well, if you can score 26 points in one half, you can score it in the second half. So, I mean, it's just for the boys to knuckle down, get into it, and just really give it all they got. So bring that, what we've been playing the last few weeks, bring that back out on top to have our good play. I think our defense have let us down in this first half.
Thanks, Robbie.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, the Bradford Bulls could do with him, couldn't they, in this second half, but he's still out injured, although we will be back, he thinks, in a week or two. The last 3 meetings between these two sides, there's never been more than 2 points between them at the end. Bradford, Steve, will have to go a bit if there's only going to be 2 points between them at the end of this one.
Well, they've got to get their basics right, and they're not doing it. They're just not getting it right. They're not playing out their full complement of 6. They're not making the progress forward. They're not getting over the advantage line. Halifax are, and they're doing it in their defence. They're doing it very, very well. I don't know how many Bradford players would have bounced off a would-be Halifax ball carrier, and they've got to start getting the defence very tall. And I mean, it was a soft try in the end, but full credit to Halifax. They used the forwards to drive into the corner, and if you throw the ball out wide here, now let's just hold it there. And you can see how they're sliding defence, but he is a little bit slow. That Scales moving up out wide. Once the ball came through, watch for the fullback Umanga back on the inside. And the little halfback, Craig Dean, he did well here. Good support play on the inside. Well, we were saying about the combination of the 2 halfbacks, and of course it was Gillespie that really did exceptionally well here. Beautiful run through. Now, Spruce was well and truly beaten with a step here. He couldn't do anything else but try to drag the ball. That meant that it was play on. Good refereeing it was. And Gillespie very quick to take on that point. What a great start they had. And then, mistake by McNamara, one of the many that Bradford made in the first half. And from this, Hamon scores an amazing try. It really was good strength. Out wide again, step there. There were 4 players. They held back. Defence at fault. Took a while, but Hamon got the ball down. And then Gillespie's try number 2. Just roll it on a little bit there, and you'll see, hold it there. I'm afraid Scales was caught out. Beautiful kick, though, by Dean. You never try to allow the ball to bounce, because anything can happen, and it did. Gillespie in for try number 2. Good play, though. There's a kick. He was taken out after it as well. And you can see that Scales was just all at sea with that one. Fine try, well worked, good kick by Dean. Bradford did bounce back. And Dermot scored a try. It was poor defence, but look at the Amoni try here. It went through, and I'm afraid it was poor defence by Steve McNamara. And this we can do without, I'm afraid. He wanted all the cheers, but just goading Peacock there. Talk about ruffling the feathers on Peacock. He had every right to do that, and I was very pleased, Eddie, that the referee had a few words to say. Not in the spirit of the game. We can do without that.
Well, absolutely, but Robbie Paul was saying there that the team have got to get back to the basics, and that's exactly what Halifax have done, as you said. And they've tackled well in defence, the Blue Sox, haven't they?
Good solid defence. They've got their line right. They were forcing Bradford to come down the middle, which is not easy, because they're a very talented side. McNamara usually gets the ball out wide, but I've been most impressed with the way that Halifax uses their forwards. They drive to one corner, and we've got Dean and Pearson doing the link. It's very basic football, but it's effective.
Sure is effective football. Don't forget, we want your calls in the second half for the man of the match. Viewers' Man of the Match competition running on Super League Live, as they always do during the course of this second season. And here are the prizes. The Man of the Match wins one of these, the commemorative video with his name emblazoned in gold down the side, a gold medal performance, and the little television set as well to watch it all on. And you can have one of them if you come up with the name of the Man of the Match and your name is taken out of the hat first. You will win one of those television sets on Super League Live here at Thrum Hall. Well, who would have thought it? Last night we saw the champions taken to the cleaners by Wigan. Tonight we're seeing the league leaders up against it, against Halifax. I tell you what, Wigan and Leeds and St Helens and everyone else will be roaring the Blue Sox on, who won second place on their own. Stay with us.
Every time you start your car from cold, it takes a while for your engine to get full protection from its oil. Metal grinds against metal. The damage is permanent. Castrol GTX Magnatech works differently. Unique polarized molecules cling like a magnet, dramatically reducing engine wear. For protection from the moment you turn the key, ask your garage for Castrol GTX Magnatech.
Athlete's foot can be hard to shake off. That's because there can be two bugs to deal with. Unlike most treatments, Dactarin gets both, giving athlete's foot a blast! Dual-acting Dactarin.
I'll take that blue jacket. And those gloves,
Shall I put that on your American Express card,
That'll
sir?
be £25.
On your card, sir. Okay, that's the camera. Would you like any film with that?
Virtually every pound you spend on the card can earn you reward points. You can use them for hotels, flights, cinema tickets, even a trip for the kids. The American Express Membership Rewards Program is just another way we can help you do more.
Aerosols can leave white marks. Roll-ons can be sticky. But Shaw's extraordinary new Ultra Dry Cream goes on dry and vanishes in to give you the ultimate dryness protection. Better than the leading aerosol or roll-on. So it keeps on keeping you dry. New Shaw Ultra Dry Cream. Nothing out there keeps you drier.
This summer, Britain takes on the world.
First squad to make the challenge in 17 years.
A Pride of Lions is no match for the world champions.
The tour continues Wednesday afternoon at 2 on Sky Sports 1.
This summer, Britain takes on the world, featuring the British Lions Tour of South Africa. On Sky Sports, you won't miss a thing.
As part of Britain versus the world on Sky this summer, the Aussies and the New Zealanders are coming to take on Britain's best in the first ever World Club Championship opening game. St Helens versus Auckland Warriors, Friday, June the 6th, live on Sky Sports 1. Halifax against Bradford, meanwhile, in the Super League, and the league leaders are up against it at half-time. It's 26 points to 6, and interestingly enough, if Blue Sox win tonight by a margin of 29 points, they will go second in the table. I'm sure that John Pendlebury, the Halifax coach, has passed that information on to his players. But the Bradford Bulls coach, Matthew Elliott, for the first time in Super League this season, knows his team are facing defeat. 100% at the moment, but John Pendlebury, the quiet, modest coach of the Blue Sox, is conjuring up one of the results of the season here. 26 points to 6 as we start the second half, and the Bradford Bulls really will have to up the tempo if they are to maintain their 100% record at the top of the table. Wayne Jackson is back on the field. That's much better from the Bradford Bulls. Forcing Jackson back. Anderson with all his weight. Forshaw was there, and Bradley. And Wayne Jackson is hurt. It was a real drive on Jackson to push him back, I would say, about 10 metres here.
Good defence, they really got into it. Anderson and Bradley. See the impact. They've twisted Wayne Jackson. And they'll get attention as they play the ball a metre away from the incident.
3 tackles gone. Richard Marshall is the man who has been taken off, and Wayne Jackson, who is just being dealt with there by the Halifax physio, is the man who's come on. And that ball has come free. It's a knock-on against Carl Harrison, who won't have it.
Not happy with it. He said Forshaw pulled the ball away, and I think he's right. Looked clearly that Forshaw had the hand underneath. You'll see better here. But the impact of hitting the ground lost control in the end.
So Bradford's head and feet at the scrum, and Bradley has got some space to exploit down that right wing, but look at the cover, the way it comes over, and now it's Bradley's turn to be pushed back. Super defence from both sides in the opening minute here of this second half. McDermott will drive the ball in at Jackson again, and Jackson stands firm and dumps the big prop forward to the ground. Here now is Anderson. Anderson taking them on, flicks it out the back door. A little bit of space to exploit here maybe for Lachlan. Now for Peacock. Peacock trying to twist and turn his way to the line, but look at that defence again from Halifax. It stands firm. 3 tackles gone, 3 more to go. It's with Lowe's. Now to Tomlinson. Tomlinson to Forshaw, who comes back down the middle looking for support. Nobody there. Had to take the tackle. Lowe's again to Lachlan. Lachlan gets the ball away, but not the most convincing pass. It bounces up kindly, and Halifax have got it back again. Great defence from the Blue Sox. They can't be faulted in their effort in terms of defence.
Well, Bradley's arguing with the referee, which is not the wise thing to do. No good yapping to the referee. Bradley made no attempt to move. You've got to do that.
He was penalised there, and then he had a back chat at the referee, and David Campbell has marched him back 10 more metres. Well, that ball comes out. It was stolen. It's a penalty.
He's the skipper today. Is Graham Bradley, the Australian. Callan coming up with a mistake. Stripping the ball out. Or was it Forshaw again? Well, that's the second occasion. Didn't get away with it on this occasion, though. Well, it was a bright start by Bradford.
Oh, what a near miss and a mess up there as they restarted then with Chester. But it's tally-ho for Halifax Blue Sox when the hunting horn comes out. That rallies the troops on the terraces and out there on the field. And here now is Dean, and he gave a short ball to Gillespie, who drives it into the 20-metre zone.
He lost that. He tried to get up and play the ball quickly. That'll be a knock-on.
It's a penalty to Bradford. Gillespie trying to play the ball too quickly, not succeeding in playing it properly at all.
Supposed to regain your feet. See there, McNamara all over him. Well, some referees penalise the tackler. Gillespie there trying to get on with the game as quickly as he could, but you've got to regain your feet first before you can play the football. That's the reason why David Campbell has penalised the ball carrier.
McNamara's gone off for Bradford, replaced by Nathan Graham. Anderson gets the pass away brilliantly to Lowe's, who gives Graham his first touch. Nathan Graham, who scored points for fun for Dewsbury in 6 years there, but has yet to score a try for Bradford Bulls. Lowe's now taking them on up the middle, as he's done for much of this season. Good run from the Bradford hooker. Graham, the dummy half, spins the ball into the arms of Forshaw. Forshaw does well, back to Graham. Graham up against Harrison, releases the pass to Tomlinson. Tomlinson then finds Peacock, and Peacock keeps those legs pumping forward. They're 12 metres short of the Halifax line. McDermott back this way with Tomlinson, then to Graham, back to Peacock again, who drags them in even further towards the posts. Dabbed through by Lowe's. Too far, too heavy. Lowe's claiming he was impeded, and the referee wants a word with him because of the back chatting.
Well, did Mike Yamanga get a hand to him? Either way, a few words of wisdom to the merry whistleblower. He's not advisable. Umanga certainly put the arm across. Not happy, the hooker. Probably rightly so, but it was a little bit too strong, was the kick. It was well watched by Martin Pearson, the standoff. Well, they've released the pressure.
And referee David Campbell has just told the Bradford Bulls to keep their mouths shut. But obviously having plenty to say to the referee, the league leaders.
Well, they'll be better served to start playing football. And the key man is that Glenn Tomlinson, the halfback. He's got to start attacking the defence. Got to come up with something different rather than just the one-out football they're producing.
Dean, a lovely little ball and a great run again from Harrison. Well, Carl Harrison is 33 years old, but he's playing here like a 2-year-old. That ball comes free. It was stolen again.
Well, he's got to have a word with Forshaw. This is the third occasion. And he's doing it not on his own. If it's one-on-one, it's fine. It's just silly play. And you can see Bradley was involved there. Bradley joins in. Forshaw whips the ball away. It's okay, one-on-one. Halifax will take the 2 points on offer.
Yes, I think he will remember his last game at Halifax a little more kindly than the 46 minutes or so that we've played here so far. And Martin Pearson, who's not kicked faultlessly tonight, but has got 3 from 5 for all of that, has the opportunity to increase the Halifax lead. Not the best kick, gone straight up in the air, and what's more, it's not even gone dead behind the post, so Bradford can run that ball out again. Pearson just getting underneath it, duffing the shot. That's a good strong run. It stays at 26 points to 6. Good run from Scales, that. Here's Forshaw, who conceded that penalty. Matthew Elliott, our guest last night, looked in a little more relaxed mood as he watched Wigan and Saints. Living on his nerves. Not yet tasted defeat in Super League, but knows he's looking down the barrels and has changed. Tahir Rahana has come on. And Anderson's the man off. The kick from Tomlinson. Spruces after this. That's good take by the fullback though, Mike Umanga.
Tremendous catch by the fullback. Notice how the arms went up to bring the ball down into the chest. Oh, good strong run.
Tuilangi again.
They really are working for each other, this Halifax outfit. They're sharing the work, the three quarters, quite happy to take the responsibility of carting the ball upfield and relieve the pressure from the forwards.
I bet the players who aren't in this Halifax side are enjoying this just the same. Simon Baldwin's one of them, he's with Bill.
Out with a shoulder injury, Simon, and I bet you can't believe this, can you?
Well, it's been a fabulous game. All lads have just pulled together for themselves. They're playing with a lot of pride out there. At the end of the day, they just want to beat the Bulls.
Can they sustain it? That's the question.
I'm sure they can. There are a bunch of fit lads out there, and boy, will they want to.
The kick downfield bounces on the Bradford try line. Spruce picks up, gets away from Moana, gets the pass into Lachlan. He steps inside one challenge, but can't get away from another.
Good kick and chase there. Halifax have got their basics right today.
Callan, that's a good ball to Peacock, but they've watched Peacock like a hawk have the Blue Sox. Here's Nathan Graham now. Oof. Gillespie round the ankles and Dio Powell round the shoulders. Medley does well. Back to Graham. On now to McDermott. He straightens it up. Ball comes out the back door, but that's straight to Moana. Bradford and Brian McDermott just a little bit too clever for their own good then.
Or was it reefed out? That's a big question. Oh, he's taken that well.
Didn't he just? That was terrific play from Boubeng.
Flipped the ball away. He's a big brought forward Brian McDermott. Well, his big three quarters from Halifax are proving to be a handful for Bradford.
Hold on. Well, we've talked all season about the size of this Bradford Bulls team, and you can certainly say the same thing about Halifax. There's some powerful men out there on both sides. There's the smallest, Dean. He gets the ball away to Umanga. Umanga, good ball to Boubeng. Boubeng watched by Calland and Bradley.
Look how quick Halifax want to get on with the game.
Dean again, stabs it through. He's chasing it himself. It came off the post, and luckily for Bradford, straight into the arms of Stuart Spruce.
Well, very lackadaisical there, Bradford. Spruce anticipating that the ball was going to be too strong. It appeared that way until it hit the post. Nice little kick through by the little halfback. Oh, lucky to get there. It was on for another try. But the way that this Halifax defence, one go low, always make sure one come over the top to try to stop them from offloading.
James Lowe's up the middle again. Solid defence once more. Gillespie. Ace Ramon goes off for Halifax, and Damien Monroe comes on.
I know one thing's for sure, there's a lot of those Bradford players out there, they are hurting. They are being crunched out of it. This Halifax defence here looking very tired of Bradford.
Well, Carl Harrison in midweek was quoted as saying that Halifax would have to meet fire with fire tonight. My word, they have done that so far. I doubt if there's been a more impressive performance from Halifax all season.
You've got to admire the way that John Pendlebury has got this Halifax side there. A bit high, swinging up. Loughlin, and it is. Finishing up in the face. Callan comes to help. To Ilangi. Would have felt this. It's been a brave effort though by Halifax. And full credit, as I say, to their coach John Pendlebury. He's prepared this side. It's been good, basic, solid football. They're doing all the things correctly. Got to be pleased with it.
And Bradford have conceded 5 penalties in the opening 11 minutes of this second half. Dean to Harrison. In goes Chester. Dean there, now Pearson. Umanga chimes in, the full-back. Dean again, it was in front of him. Not the best pass, but he made it into a pass and he could score. He scampered through. It was a desperate final tackle from Spruce that kept him out, but they're in all sorts of strife, Bradford. Moana gets it away. Gillespie, there's 2 men out wide. Good scrambling defence, though. Peacock was there, and he snuffed the danger with McDermott.
Good play by Craig Dean. Little halfback, but what slow defence again from Bradford. They just hang off the man. Got to put him down. They did eventually. Desperation from the fullback Stuart Spruce.
Well, Bradford are being outmuscled here, and they've outmuscled many teams during the course of Super League 2. But they've just not been able to get going. This is a sensational display from Halifax Blue Sox so far. Here's Tahi Rihana. Can he break through? Well, he loses the ball in the process. Bradford have lost it, and Halifax have got it back.
Rihana trying to keep the ball alive. He was helped along there, I feel.
Mike Umanga. Tahi Rihana on the substitutes bench. Takes the hard graft that once upon a time was the responsibility of Carl Furbank. It's a penalty. Moving off the mark.
Got to stand square behind. And they were not doing that. You could see that the halfback Glenn Tomlinson had taken a step to the left. Well, more pressure. They pick for touch.
So another big chance here for the Blue Sox with Dio Powell. Had a spell in Australia. Didn't really work out for him. And he's back here. And that's a good ball too. That is Mick Slicker. Only just on the field. Here's Harrison. In a tower of strength, the Halifax captain tonight.
What will Martin Pearson come up with this time? They're switching it back.
Dean to Umanga. Umanga going for the corner. Good tackling by Peacock. Powell into the arms of Dean, and then Dean to Gillespie. Desperate defence there from McDermott. A great tackle, and it had to be. The try line was gaping then. Long ball, Pearson. They've got an overlap. Pearson with the kick. They took the gamble. It bounced off a Bradford leg, and that's going to be a goal line dropout.
Neat chip over the top took one for his corner as well. I think Graham Bradley got to him. You can see that Spruce had to be there. Callan got the foot there in the end. Had a fine game, Martin Pearson. His half-back partnership with Craig Dean has really been effective.
Yes, Martin Pearson over 1,500 career points. Medley goes off to be replaced by Simon Knox, so Matthew Elliott is trying all he knows to get Bradford balls back in this match. Plenty of time, but the way Halifax are playing, it's an uphill battle for them. 26-6, Halifax in possession with Harrison, who had to reach forward to pick up that ball. And enjoying so much territory, the Halifax Blue Sox, just as they did in the first half. This now is Slicker.
Again, you could see quite clearly that this Bradford defence is very slow moving forward. Well, have they run out of steam completely?
Dean, ball back on the inside to the full-back. Umanga just couldn't wheel it in.
Good work by Forshaw there, picked him out. See how Forshaw just lined him up. Just took his eyes off the ball there at the last moment, Mike Umanga. He's had a fine game though.
Sure has.
Interesting to see these big three quarters at Halifax. They've gone into the defence just as strong as any forward would do.
They have
Umanga and Tuilangi.
Umanga there just twisted an ankle, I think, the full-back. And they'll have to defend here now as Knox goes on the run. Good scrambling defence back again, that time by Dio Powell. Now here's Peacock. Peacock just collared by Chester. Chester there, and so too Slicker. And Halifax have got a man injured in back play. It's Dio Powell as McDermott goes on this run. Trying to get back into his defensive line, Powell, but they've gone the other way, Bradford. This is Forshaw. Forshaw looking for Bradley, burst through on the ball, but good tackle back by Martin Pearson. Lowe's to Knox, and Simon Knox ghosts in for a try. Well, is that the moment when the fight back begins? Simon Knox with the try. And Bradford, I don't think, are ready to wave the white flag just yet.
Was it a forward pass, though? Lowe's runs from dummy half. Looks as though his shapes to kick. That looks okay. He delayed it. It was good work by Knox, who's just come back on the field of play. Good work by Lowe's, the hooker. They anticipate his kick, but he offloads at the last minute. He committed the prop forward, Carl Harrison. That's a fine try. Well engineered. They held off him, they anticipated the kick. Nice try by Knox. Quick thinking. Got to go to him. See the looks of desperation on the skipper there, Carl Harrison. There's still plenty of time. Fine step, fine try.
Matthew Elliott has had a word with Graham Bradley as captain, passing some vital instructions to him. Paul Loughlin now taking the goal-kicking responsibilities, and he adds two more. Paul Loughlin, who kicked a mean goal in his day for St Helens. 26-12, 14 points the gap. We're in for a bit of a finish.
Well, he made the changes, did the coach, Matthew Elliott.
Simon Knox, by the way, Steve, that's his fourth try against Halifax this year. Got a hat-trick in the first meeting at Odsal just a month ago.
What would he give for another two now?
Oh, yes.
You can see by the clock there is plenty of time for the Bulls to get back in this. Probably the only time in the game that Halifax would be feeling the pressure now. It's important that they do nothing silly. Keep to their basic plan.
Chester does nothing silly. And here now Martin Moana. The Blue Sox stung by that try, and John Pendlebury, these are anxious moments for him, the Halifax coach. Been going so well for an hour. 20 minutes left for play, 14 points the difference. Will Bradford perform in the last quarter of this match like true champions-elect, or will Halifax take the game to them again? Dean got the kick in, but was flattened by Peacock.
Good work by
got it back.
Good work by Peacock there, but what a game this fella's having. Craig Dean did well, he launched himself there, did Danny Peacock just as you were about to kick the football. Didn't get anywhere near it in the end, but what a match Craig Dean's having.
Paul Lachlan now. Well, these two sides, in fact, the two sides we saw last night as well, Saints and Wigan, you have to credit the athleticism of these Super League players, because this is their second match of a busy weekend, and you feel now it comes down to sheer stamina and will to win. Knox to Peacock. Peacock will run all day. He's collared though. A great tackle back by Powell. Knocks in at dummy half. Ball bounces into the arms of Bradley, who has a little look and comes back this way. Gives it to Knox once more. Knox takes the tackle.
Surely they'll use the high kick.
Lowe's has it. There's the kick from Lowe's. Lowe's is the man chasing it. Gets it. Gives the ball back. This could be a try. It is. And Stuart Spruce is over under the sticks. Lowe's with the kick. He was the only man chasing his kick forward, and he beat the defender to the ball. Slipped a beautiful pass to Stuart Spruce, who comes up with the goods.
Neat play by the hooker yet again. He created the first try in the second half for Knox. On this occasion it's Spruce, but he did well there. He out-jumped Mike Umanga, and the fullback Spruce did well to get over there. It still had to be scored. We said it was going to be pressure time for Halifax. And the guile of the hooker, the offload was superb. The step was so fine. They're back.
Second try in 3 minutes, scored by Stuart Spruce, and Paul Lachlan now with the goal-kicking responsibility, bang in front, and Lachlan doesn't miss those. James Lowe's has conjured up another try, and the gap now is 8 points, 26-18. Hold on to your hats. We've got 18 memorable minutes to come here now.
They've stepped up a gear. It's taken them a while.
Is that a little spell in this match that saw it suddenly turn Bradford Bulls' way? They've been outplayed, Steve-O, for almost an hour.
No doubt about that.
But they're back in it.
Yep. Two pieces of skill by the hooker, James Lowe's.
And have you seen a man of the match candidate, or will he emerge in the next 18 minutes or so? Ring in now if you want to vote. Little Craig Dean's had a wow of a game. He's hoping that there finds touch. What a run from Moana, and Scales did well. Ball bang straight into Gillespie. Gillespie comes back for a second snap. Martin Moana went over his head, and Scales just picks himself up and breathes deeply.
Well, it's runs like that from the winger that lifts aside. There's a newfound spring in their step now in the Bulls. They look eager.
Here's Bradley again, long pass. Peacock had to apply the brakes to pluck it out of the air.
Well, it's taken them a while, Bradford, to realise that they're not going to bullock their way through.
Carl Harrison is out of the defensive line. That's a beautiful ball from Knox to Bradley, to Peacock rather, and this is Spruce again, and Spruce is on his way to the line, and Spruce gets the second try. That's going to be 3 and 5 minutes now for the Bulls, and the travelling army of supporters and the coach Matthew Elliott aren't prepared to give this one up yet. Stuart Spruce, his second quick try.
Keep the ball alive. Bradley started it all off, the switch back on the inside. Knox did well. Peacock superb. And Spruce sets off, runs the arc. You can see there he committed the sweeper, Craig Dean. Watch the back run, angle run there by Knox, back on the inside. It was superb play. Peacock did well. Look how Spruce goes in and out just as Dean commits himself. That is a fine try. Keep the ball alive at all time if you can. Run the defence ragged. Spruce in is second in the second half within a minute.
Big kick from Lachlan, but he just pulls it wide of the posts. Hasn't kicked for a wee while, Paul Lachlan, but Bradford are back now to within 4 points. 26-22.
You can see how the defence is lacking on the blind side. The switch comes along. back on the inside. There were no numbers there. Dean was there in the sweeper, but Spruce was so good in evading, in and out, and it was enough.
Perhaps crucially in the build-up to that try, Carl Harrison, the Halifax brought forward and captain, was down and on his haunches. There he is now, though, back in the defensive line, but he wasn't when Spruce came in with that try. He was just blowing in back play. He'd taken a bang. But look at the statistics on Stuart Spruce, his third clean break of the match, and he's come up with 2 tries. 4 points in it.
There's still 4 points adrift. They've still got a bit of work to do, but lifted their spirits, rightly so too, but they've decided to keep this ball alive. It was very much one-out football in the first half.
Well, they made a film a long time ago, The Great Escape, and are Bradford going to come up with the greatest Super League escape of 1997? John Pendlebury, the Halifax coach, hopes not. But Matthew Elliott, who sent the message out to his team when Spruce went over for that try to calm down, he hopes they will. And they've got 14 minutes to pull the fat out of the fire here. And the way they're playing now, anything's possible. This is a big test for Halifax, who have run the show, really, for an hour.
Oh, he's lost that. Knock on.
Yes, he has. It wasn't stolen. McDermott thinks it was.
Even so, it was a one-on-one. No, it wasn't. It was 2. Did they get fingertips to it? Either way. Harrison well and truly got in with the arm. This could just turn the game, but I think that Dermot lost control of that.
Pearson then for the Blue Sox. He finds his fullback Umanga. Umanga grounded 10 metres inside the Bradford Bulls half of the field. Dean was the dummy half. It's now Pearson, then he helps it out wide. And handling errors, Bradford 9, Halifax 4. Good run from Heighton. The missed tackles. The Halifax total's creeping up, and it's overtaken Bradford. Dean again, he's had a great game, the little scrum half for Halifax.
Closed him down well there, though. Really is a matter of which side has got the most fuel.
Drop goal attempt from Pearson, he's pulled it wide. Knows that the extra point could be vital come the end of this match.
Quick thinking there by the standoff. But Pearson offline again.
Steve, I don't care what sport you follow, you cannot be anything but impressed with the drama and the athleticism that Super League produces week after week.
Tense stuff, isn't it? Another good run there by Danny Peacock. He's had a fine match too.
So as this fellow, he suddenly starts to impose himself on the match, James Lowes. 4 tackles gone. They've made 51 metres. They have to make 30 more to that try line. It's with Bradley. Bradley's got support from Forshaw. Forshaw's going in, is he? Great tackle from Umanga. Here's a chance, though, still for Tomlinson. He kicks out wide, looking for the men out wide here. And Tuilangi plucks the ball out of the air and saves a certain try again.
Talk about putting your body on the line. It was a wonderful kick there. Glenn Tomlinson, perfect weight, good defence.
How about the tackle from Umanga, though, on Forshaw?
Big stuff, wasn't it? Looked for all the world that Forshaw was over the whitewash.
Oh, this crowd is loving it, and I'm sure you are at home.
Great tackle. Fine game, the fullback, Mike Umanga. There's some tired boys out there. But full credit to Bradford, they looked as though it was really out on their feet.
Harrison tried to keep the ball alive, and he's gifted it back to Tahi Rihana. It was like a pinball machine. That's a penalty. Harrison says, I never touched him. Look at the screen. He can't look at the screen, Carl. He's just got to play it as he sees, the referee, David Campbell.
Not allowed to look for that screen. Let's see. This is what's on the screen now. Did he just lose it?
He did, I think, you know. McDermott. Good tackle again. Lowe's into the arms of Tomlinson. Rihanna head down and straight for the posts. The strength of these players. It's energy-sapping stuff. We're entering the last 10 minutes. Tomlinson running the angle, finds Scales. Scales is big, strong lad. He goes for the line. He's in. Scales levels it up for Bradford. Unbelievable at Drumhall. Umanga has had all the strength in the world tonight, but he just couldn't come up with the goods to deny John Scales, and he comes up with a vital try. It's level pegging here.
Upper body strength by Scales. He was caught out in the first half, wrong position, but he finds himself that extra bit of strength. They had him, and they let him go. Nice switch on the blind side. Tomlinson, they really should have wrapped the winger up here. They had him and let go. Oh, what a bad mistake there. Ferretti Tuilangi thought they had him. One-on-one, Tuilangi went down, he went low, but he didn't finish off the tackle. He's a big boy, he's Scales. That's where he should have pushed it way through, but Scales, upper body strength. Whether Tuilangi thought that the referee or someone called hell, either way, that guy went in for the try.
This is a big kick now, this to give Bradford the lead for the first time tonight. He's hit the post. Matthew Elliott knows a draw mightn't be good enough, but watch this. They've got the ball back from the kick-off. The chance here for Peacock, and Pearson with the desperate defence. Harrison coming in, that could have been a flop.
It was a flop. Advantage is being played surely by the referee, and rightly so.
Knox hangs on. Bradford got the ball back from the kick-off. Tremendous run from Peacock. This is Graham, Nathan Graham, just forced out. Harrison there again, and Tuilangi.
Tuilangi didn't let go on this occasion.
Lowe's to Forshaw. Forshaw to McDermott. He takes one and flips him off his back, but can't get away from the next three. Lowe's again. Lowe's got away from two, and then he's wrestled to the ground by Heighton. He didn't like it, James Lowe's. Tomlinson slides the kick through, looking for the winger out wide, and Loughlin.
I think he's got it down.
Loughlin believes he has.
He didn't get a foot to it.
He's got the try, Loughlin. He missed with the conversion attempt a couple of minutes ago. And look at Matthew Elliott. Tell them to calm down now. They're in the lead. Loughlin hit the post with the conversion. Now, from nowhere, he gets a hand on the try.
I thought they'd blown it. They really should have gone for the one-pointer, but Tomlinson took it the blind side, and they missed it. Missed it completely. Beautiful weight onto it. The Halifax player comes through. Monroe just missed it completely. Well, I thought they'd blown it here. They really should have set up for the 1 point, but they went the blind side. Forshaw was looking for the man to take the drop goal. Beautiful play there.
Oh, and that's what it means to Matthew Elliott and Brian Noble. That could be the moment that this match is won. Loughlin misses another. Steve McNamara, their regular goal kicker, is off. But Bradford now have a 4-point lead, courtesy of the try from Paul Loughlin. Well, how much more drama is in store here at Drumhall?
5 beautiful tries, and this is the 5th one in the second half. It was a beautifully weighted kick. They had the chance, Halifax, to kick that ball dead, and they missed it completely. That tells all the stories in the world.
John Pendlebury, the Halifax coach, makes a couple of changes. Amon and Danny Seal comes on. 21-year-old loose forward. His 8th appearance for Danny Seal. Has he got the legs that can turn this match round now for Halifax? 5 tries from Bradford Bulls. There is Seal with his first run. 5 tries in a glittering golden quarter of an hour. Incredible.
Halifax are not out of this though.
0891 66 55 25. Who's your man of the match? There are contenders all over the show. And it's not over yet for Halifax, is it?
Made a real meal of this in the fullback, Spruce. Tomlinson came to the rescue. It could have gone anywhere, that ball. It's got to be safety first now by the Bulls. Up the jumper stuff. This is where they go back to one-out football. It's Halifax that are chasing.
They'll wonder if they lose this Halifax, how on earth they have. But this is the sort of stuff that championships are made. 22 points to 6 down at half-time. 30-26 with now 4.5 minutes to go. Here's Callan. They're carting it up down this side, and there's a chase here for Peacock. Peacock against Tuilangi. Tuilangi loses it. Now he gets it back at the second attempt.
Good effort there. Tuilangi, Peacock racing for the football. Put his body on the line yet again. Great stuff. It was a beautiful kick through. Well, there's still time.
Well, what did I say at half-time? In the past 3 meetings, there's never been more than 2 points between the two sides. Here we are with 4 minutes to play, and there's 4 points between the two sides, and we're not over yet. What a hit that was, by the way, from Knox. Knox on Richard Marshall.
Well, that could have been a flop there by Rihanna.
Good kick. Finds, I was going to say finds touch. It does now. It just came back and then took a little spin. But Dean now hopes that Bradford will come up with a mistake from the scrum.
Amazing what a rugby league football can do, isn't it? Bounds tantalisingly in the field of play. Craig Dean.
Well, I tell you what, it's amazing what the players of Super League can do, because this is another 5-star entertainment match. This is John Scales.
You've got to applaud the never say die attitude of the Bradford Bulls. It looked all over at half-time.
15 minutes, Steve-O, that who knows has changed the course of this season. If they'd have lost here, who knows what might have happened. They haven't won it yet. Still 3 minutes to go. Lowe's to Rihanna. Let's hear what Robbie Paul has to say about all this, the Bradford skipper.
Robbie, first half was pretty unbelievable. What about this second half?
Well, what can you say, eh? I said in the first half there, any team can come out and score 26 points. Well, you know, my team made a liar out of me. They've only scored 24. So you never know. There's still a bit of time to go. Anything can happen. We have to sit tight and see.
I think Robbie Paul is suffering from an attack of nerves as well as everybody else. He's got just 2 minutes to go, and Danny Peacock's knocked the ball on.
Mistake from Peacock. One of the very few that he's come up with throughout this game.
You don't often see a coach, and an Australian coach at that, on the touchline and cheering him on like a fan, but Matthew Elliott is clapping his hands and imploring his men for 2 of the biggest minutes of their season so far.
The tension getting to everybody.
It'll be 12 out of 12 at the top for Bradford if they hang on, and they'll have created a new Super League winning record if they win here.
Great tackle by Peacock, going low. It was a defence, it was a real problem for Bradford in the first half. They've turned it all around though.
This would be their 13th consecutive win in Super League going back to last year if they win it, but Amon got the ball back.
That's back to
Umanga rather got the ball back, and there's 6 to go. It's not over yet, this. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds. Pearson out wide to Heighton.
They've got to keep it alive. They've got to start taking risks.
This now is Amon.
Good tackle there by Brian McDermott.
Here's Dean. Dean looking for the runners. The runner arrives. It was Chester, and he's still going. They're within 8 metres of that Bradford line. 2 tackles to go. Dean trying to conjure something else up, smothering defence. It's the last tackle. We're in the last minute, and there's a chance. It's the turnover.
Tuilangi went from dummy half.
Tomlinson's out on his feet.
Bruce threw himself underneath him. Tomlinson, desperation stuff. Peacock there too. What a great tackle in the end.
Less than 20 seconds to go, and Bradford are going to hang on here for a famous win, providing they do nothing silly. And Callan, with a great drive upfield, is tackled by Chester inside the last 10. McDermott and the crowd are counting him down to the full-time siren, and there it is. We have witnessed tonight one of the greatest escapes in Super League history. The Bradford Bulls played like true league leaders and champions-elect. 26-6 down at half-time. You can see what this victory means to the coach, Matthew Elliott. He comes onto the field to shake hands with all of his players. Paul Loughlin's try, 7 minutes from time, wins the match for Bradford. 30 points to 26. A quite remarkable game. Halifax had it in their pocket, but you cannot count out the fighting spirit of the Bradford Bulls. They march on at the top, 100%. Another one bites the dust, only just though. They now have a 7-point lead at the top of the table, and this could be the night when Super League 2 headed away to Odsal. A long way to go yet. We look back and name the man of the match when we return. A fantastic game again. But the Halifax support